Welcome back, everyone, and good evening, and welcome to Larry H. Miller Field once again for the final game of Day 3 of the UHSAA 6A baseball tournament. Tonight, Lehi and Riverton face off for a potential spot in the semifinals or a second date tomorrow. With my broadcast partner, Ty Wilkinson, Alexander Timolip here with you. Ty, Lehi against Riverton. We knew this matchup was coming. Now we get to settle it here on the field, our second semifinal game.
And it's going to be a very interesting matchup again. It's the rematch. As of 2 days ago, I was actually more than likely anticipating this rematch too coming about. But Riverton, a great comeback game earlier today. Can they carry that momentum and against a well-rested, I would call them, Lehi team?
And of course, this Lehi team upset both Riverton and American Fork on consecutive days. This is the team that Eric Madsen's put out in this first potential double elimination semifinal game here tonight. Ozzie Williams at second bats leadoff. Mays Madsen 4 for 7 in 2 games here at Larry H. Miller Field. He bats second. Boston Draculich is in left field. He bats third. Cleanup is held by D.H. Kolyabara. Catcher Brandon Manukin, who had the 2-out RBI single to bring home pinch runner Devon Eka to tie the game last night. He bats fifth. Cooper Williams bats sixth. Dawson Brown seventh in right field. Tanner Heaps, the first baseman, eighth. Gavin Yates in center field bats ninth. On the other side, Jay Applegate's put forth the same lineup basically as the first game of the day. Carson Moody, Caden Allred, Zach Edwards, the top three. Drake Pearsall, Alex Vernon, and Dylan Zulo, who did so much damage in that first game against American Fork, bat 4, 5, 6, respectively. Cohen Allred, Easton Hicks, Dallin Ellison line out the order. And the pitcher to face the Lehi Pioneers is McCade Ortiz. Of course, the starting lineups are presented by Heidemann and Associates, just like how coaches need to get teams assembled on the diamond to get the job done. Heidemann Associates has assembled a winning team for you, the client. It is 7 o'clock p.m. local time here at Larry H. Miller Field. The rematch, Lehi and Riverton ready to go. And McCade Ortiz kicks and fires, and the first pitch of the night is outside for ball one.
Well, this is prime time at its finest, Alex. The well-anticipated matchup rematch as of 2 days ago.
That one is high.
It's the 4 and the 5 seed.
2-0 pitch. That one is inside and low, 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes now to the leadoff man, Ozzie Williams. Here's the 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk issue to begin the game.
Down point for 7, Mays Madsen.
And things just got really interesting now. Here comes Mays Madsen. Like we said, 4 for 7 in the 2 games he's played here at Miller Field. Had the single last night to kick off the rally that ended up winning the game for the Pioneers. And what will arguably go down as one of the greatest games in Utah high school baseball history. American Fork was dominant. They were in control for most of the game. But Mays Madsen singled up the middle, came around to score on the RBI double by Kolyabara. And then an RBI single by Brandon Manukin tied the game, and then everything went ballistic from there for the Lehi Pioneers. Check throw back to first, in quickly as Ozzie Williams. One ball, no strikes here on the shortstop, Mays Madsen. That one catches the corner, strike one. First strike of the night thrown by McCade Ortiz.
Well, the guy who leads his hits, or leads his team in hits, you would kind of want up at the plate in this situation, too. You got a base runner on.
And this is where Riverton ran into trouble against the Lehi Pioneers, not able to get ahead in the count. 2-1 pitch. That's outside, 3-1. So McCade Ortiz in danger of losing both of the leadoff men here at the top of the first. And already we have movement toward the bullpen as this is on the corner for strike 2. Rocky Downs is already on his way out to the bullpen. This cannot be a good sign. Check throw back to first and in quickly as Ozzie Williams.
All these are the full counts that you can't really get away from you. You don't want Lehi to get a guy in scoring position early and 2 outs.
3-2 pitch coming. Runner goes, and the ball hits Madsen. And
Plate number 9, Boston.
now that brings up Boston Draculich, the left fielder. And there's 2 runners on and nobody out of the top of the very first inning. And already Jay Applegate is out of the dugout. Again, Rocky Downs, who's on his way to the bullpen. He's in the bullpen right now, stretching and tossing, but he's not warming up as of yet. I mean, Ty, as a Riverton fan, you have to be thinking to yourself, we can't be doing this to ourselves again.
Right, exactly. I mean, you already died by the sword once. You wonder if the same factor could become an issue, too. Already, no outs. An unfortunate hit by a pitch was dealt to Mays Madsen, so he's over at first now. But if you think about it, Lehi is just 1 swing away from already taking the lead.
Just like how Corner Canyon was in our earlier game in the semifinals. They took an early lead thanks to a triple and a sac fly in the first inning, but that was all they got after that. As Ortiz once again misses inside. Ball 1. One-0 pitch. That one's right down the middle, strike 1. Runner on first, runner on second. Already in scoring position, nobody out in the top half of the first inning. The pitch. Liner, base hit to left. Madsen's going to send the runner. Here comes the throw. It's going to be close, and he got him!
Dad, we're there. They got him there.
And they might get him there too. No, runner goes to second. As Eric Madsen over at third, going to try and plead his case. He's going to try to plead his case that the runner was interfered with what he was trying to get to the bag. Third base umpire is listening to him, but right now, as it stands, there's 2 out on a unbelievable 7-2-5 double play.
Well, what a change of events that was.
Absolutely, indeed. Eric Madsen still pleading his case. And here comes the umpires. They're going to put their heads together. As Mays Madsen trots off the field, as it stands right now, a 7-2-5 double play. Jesse Crossett, Blair Van Dyke, Jacob Dunn, the umpires. Jesse Crossett will call over Jay Applegate. What a change of events.
Well, remember when I said they were 1 swinging away from
taking the lead?
I'll try.
Try now. One swing away from getting
out.
So Crossett has made his decision. It stands. It's a 7-2-5 double play. What a start to this game. Fireworks already. Runner still in scoring position over at second base. That's inside, ball 1.
Well, don't count out Let's see, is that Boston Draculich over there at second?
That
that's still running?
Draculich is still at second, but Easton Hicks guns down the runner at home. And then they gun down the runner at third on the 7-2-5 double play as this is lifted in the air to right. And just listen.
And Pioneers score no runs on 1 hit, no errors.
7-2-5 double play. The Lehi Pioneers do not score in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. Riverton coming to bat. Here we go, folks. This is it. Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning. I mean, I say here we go already because we've had some fireworks already in this first inning of the semifinal between Lehi and Riverton. Alexander Timlin, Ty Wilkinson. For those that missed it, McCade Ortiz issued back-to-back walks, and then Boston Draculich had what seemed to be an RBI single into left field, but the throw by Easton Hicks was perfect, and Caden Allred gunned down the leadoff man, Ozzie Williams, trying to come home, and then he alertly threw to third, and Drake Pearsall tagged Mays Madsen out for a remarkable 7-2-5 double play that somehow got Riverton out of a jam that looked impossible that they were getting out of.
Well, it's very true, Alex. That throw, I don't think it was exactly the right decision to send, let's see, who was that? Was that Ozzie Williams to go home, which was followed by, of course, Mays Madsen out there in the throw to third, but that was a short hopper going right through the second and third base side that, well, in my personal opinion at least, Easton Hicks pretty much just had a, or sorry, not Easton Hicks, that's, Boston Draculich already had a run-up on it.
Cohen Walker is the starter for Lehi tonight, and he immediately goes to 2 balls and no strikes on Carson Moody, who scored on the RBI single by Drake Pearsall in the earlier game this morning. He chops one over to second. Coming in is Williams, throw to first. And there's one gone here in the bottom of inning number 1.
Now the plate number 21, Caden Allred.
As Caden Allred now steps up to the plate. He of the 7-2-5 double play sparker, along with Easton Hicks. That really seems to have given Riverton some juice here at the bottom of the first, to say the least. First pitch on the way to Allred is on the corner, but right there for a strike. Once again, our umpires tonight, Jesse Crossett behind home plate calling balls and strikes. Blair Van Dyke covering second base down to first as this one's ripped up the middle. Madsen quickly gets it and fires over to first. Quickly 2 gone. As you noticed, that was Blair Van Dyke making the call over at first, and Jacob Dunn is over at third base. He's covering from second base down to the left field line here tonight.
A couple of good groundouts to start for Lehi and their defense, which, as we know, has pretty much withstood the test of time, at least thus far in the past 2 postseason games that they played.
Ball 1 now to Zach Edwards, the shortstop. So we're quickly zooming past here in the first inning. Ball 1 pitch is down low, 2-0. All 3 hitters have been started with 2-0 counts here. Two-0 pitch. Chopper, Madsen picks it up, throws to first. Inning over. 3 ground outs, 3 outs. Lehi sets down Riverton. Ekahi Elua Aloha. In the bottom half of the first inning, we played 1 full. No score as we go to the second. Great fireworks to start the night here at Larry H. Miller Field on the campus of BYU. Alexander Timlin alongside Ty Wilkinson, joined in the broadcast booth by our special guest, Wilson Gustafson, who's been kind enough to join us for a couple of innings here tonight. And, of course, Josh Dodge on the camera here down below us at Larry H. Miller Field. No score between Riverton and Lehi. Remember, Lehi must win to advance to the championship. Riverton must win to force a winner-take-all game tomorrow, our second one of the day. We already know Corner Canyon and Mountain Ridge will need a winner-take-all game tomorrow at 4 o'clock. What a game that's going to be, and maybe, just maybe, Lehi and Riverton will play one more time. As you expect, it is going to be a very tight and tense kind of match.
Another veteran coach war, too. Lots of experience in the head coaching position for both dugouts.
Yes, Eric Mattson, of course, over 15 years of experience in Utah Valley. Jay Applegate, his 25th season at the helm of Riverton. These are coaches that have been there before and done that. 1-0 pitch. This one is foul. Shout out to the Mountain Ridge Sentinels baseball team. Some of them are sitting right below us here in our press box perch. That one is inside, 2 balls and a strike now. That one looked like it just missed the inside half of the plate. Mountain Ridge, of course, who just defeated Corner Canyon in the first game of our semifinal doubleheader after surviving an elimination game with Fremont earlier this morning in dominant fashion. Exploding for 8 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, sent 12 batters to the plate to knock out the Silverwolves. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the changeup, full count. Brandon Manukin, 5th in the order. Next up, Cooper Williams, the third baseman. 3-2 pitch. Got him. And there's one gone.
Now hitting the 3, Cooper Williams.
And Ty, that's a big strikeout there for McCade Ortiz after running into some major traffic in the first inning.
It's a big one, and it's his first of the night, too, so good to get that, especially on a hitter that's been doing so well, at least during this postseason and the regular season, Brandon Manukin.
Who had the game-tying RBI single through the hole last night to score Devon Eka from second, part of the 4-run 6th inning that gave Lehi the stunning upset win over American Fork last night. And what we all agree on is, Ty, it was one of really the greatest games we'll ever see in the history of Utah high school baseball. I mean, that was one for the ages last night. 2-0 pitch. That one catches the inside half for a strike.
Just the versatility, and it kind of just shows the stacked lineups from both sides, not only just American Fork, but also Lehi, too.
This one is lifted off the end of the bat, foul down the right-hand side, over the concourse, and into Helaman Halls.
You called it, too. That game wasn't over. Or that score wasn't going to be the score it was.
Well, you should have known. I mean, I keep telling you guys a million times over, nothing's over in 6A until it's finished, as this one is lined into right center. Coming on is Booty, and he's going to let it drop in front of him for a base hit. And a 1-out single for Cooper Williams as the 6th man in the order gets on here in the top half of the 2nd inning. Just wonder if Moody maybe misjudged that a little bit coming off the bat. That one was dropping, I think, faster than he thought it was going to.
And that's officially scored the first hit for either side.
2nd hit of the game for either side, actually.
Was the first one Boston?
The first one was, yes. The first one was Draculich's single that eventually went down as a double, as this one is a strike called on the outer half to the right fielder Dawson Brown. You see, I know things.
Yeah, there you go. I was just taking a look at the scoreboard, and I saw
you were
one.
you were testing me. That's what you were doing. You were testing me. That's why. You're testing me. That's what you're doing. You're testing my vague knowledge of these things that I keep stacked up in my head, like books in a library or something like that.
Oh, there you go. You got your bookshelf.
Yeah, my old dusty, rotten bookshelf, that is. 1-0 pitch. Check throw back into first, and safely there is Cooper Williams. Well, this Lehi team can run, though. A very speedy team. Eric Mattson loves to take risks, and they love to steal bases. A 1 pitch. This one is in the air to right center. Towards the gap. Zulo comes over. He makes the catch. And he'll throw back in quickly. Runner will be held at first, and there's 2 gone here in the top half of inning number 2. That'll bring up the first baseman, Tanner Heaps. He'll be followed by the center fielder, Gavin Yates, in the on-deck circle.
How about that bottom of the order for Lehi?
I mean, both the bottoms of the orders for these teams have just been doing damage up and down the field all week long, it seems like. Good off-speeder there from McCade Ortiz. Froze. Heaps there for a strike. Check throw back to first. In safely there is Cooper Williams. As expected, a lot of purple in the stands here tonight at Larry Miller Field. Swing and a miss on the changeup, 2 strikes. The only problem is you can't tell which one is which because both teams basically wear the same color purple, and they're wearing the same color of uniforms as well on top, at
Putting
least.
everything on black, you could say, Alex.
0-2 pitch, tapped in front of the mound like a swinging bunt. Allred gathers, fires, got him. And that ends the inning. Silverwolves able to work around a single. No runs, a hit, no errors, and we go to the bottom of inning number 2. It remains scoreless here at Larry Miller Field. Beautiful look there at the Wasatch front. At the front of the campus of Brigham Young University, Alexander Timolip alongside my broadcast partner Ty Wilkinson. Would like to remind you that tomorrow a winner-take-all game will be necessary. Who moves on, Corner Canyon or Mountain Ridge? An all-Region 2 showdown in Game 2 of the Double Chance semifinals. Only one team and one ticket available to the finals. Who will punch it? Find out tomorrow, 4 o'clock p.m. on the Rewind Sports Network. Meet and Ty Wilkinson on the call. Mountain Ridge, of course, victorious earlier today, 3-1 over Corner Canyon. A stellar performance by Grayson Riding out of the bullpen. 4 strong innings getting the win, allowing no hits through the final 4 innings and just 2 base runners. He was simply sensational out of the bullpen. Drake Pearsall leads off the bottom of the second and quickly goes behind 1-1. Here's the pitch from Walker. That one's in there. Good pitch right there. 1-2. One-two pitch. Just missed the outer half. 2-2. Catcher Manukin had to snatch it back a couple of inches to the left. 2-2 pitch. This one is poked in the air to right, and that's a base hit. Pearsall's going to make an aggressive turn at first. He thought about taking off for a second, but instead will content himself with a leadoff single, and just as he did in the first game today against American Fork, he is now on base. And Taya was that heart of the lineup in Pearsall, Vernon, and Zulo that did a lot of damage.
Definitely today.
First hit of the ball game, too, by the way, for Riverton. Vernon looking to bunt. Might have bunted it too hard, but this might work out perfectly. Boy, Ty, I thought he bunted that too hard. It looked like it was going to have a chance to get 2 out of it, but it rolled just enough on the turf for him to beat it out.
Yeah, definitely. It caught that close to the edge of where the mound kind of enters into the green turf territory. May have had a little rolling effect. Yeah, that bunt was very difficult to read, but I agree with you. Hey, nonetheless, that's a base hit.
And now Dylan Zulo up to the plate, and he takes strike 1 over the heart of the plate at the thighs.
You know, with a really quiet first inning, already 2 base runners on 2 hits, no outs.
Cohen Allred stands on deck. Easton Hicks, the left fielder, in the hole. Runners on first and second. And the pitch. Swing and a miss right into the glove of the catcher. 2 strikes now on Dylan Zulo. Cohen Walker comes set. Now the pitch. Ground ball off his glove. Step on the bag for 1. Throw to first. In time. 6U3 double play. Initiated by Mays Madsen, and there are 2 gone.
Well, initially went off the glove, and then Mays came in. He said, I got it. Don't worry. He steps on the bag himself.
I mean, that man is just possessed right now. I don't know what's going through his head. Literally, he's everywhere.
I mean, even Tanner Heaps on the throw was surprised he threw a strike.
I mean, that was a perfectly executed 6U3 double play by Mays Matson. You can't do it any better than that. Runner at third now, 0-1 pitch. Good pitch, catches the corner, strike two. You get the sense we're just in the beginning of a heavyweight prize fight here tonight at Larry Miller Field.
Definitely a different outcome from the first matchup.
0-2 pitch. Tapper in front of the mound. Throw to first. Inning over. One hit in the inning. No base runners left. We now head to the top of inning number 3. Lehi and Riverton still scoreless. We'll get a look at that crowd right there. You see some of the Mountain Ridge Sentinels baseball team sitting right in front of us here on the front side. And Ty, as you look around Larry H. Miller Field, as Josh Dodge, our camera guy, is panning right now, it's a whole bunch of purple.
It's very true. Lehi, talk about a crowd showing for them. I mean, thinking the games that we've called during the night, they've been the most attended, I feel like, for this Lehi program and the games that they played.
And you know that's got to make one Quincy Lewis very happy because, of course, shout out to him, good friend of Rewind, of course, took over as the full-time athletics director this past month. Don't know if he'll coach again, but if it was the last time we've seen the last of Coach Quincy Lewis, which I know it probably isn't, Coach, we respect you on an outstanding career as we have a swinging bunt strike to start off the top half of the third inning as the appeal to first goes to first base umpire Blair Van Dyke, and he says, yes, he went. 0-1 pitch. That one is downstairs and outside, ball one. To the center fielder, Gavin Yates. Pitch coming from Ortiz, grounded foul up the third baseline past Eric Madsen.
Well, Gavin Yates, the 9-hole hitter, but he's also a crucial reason why Lehi was able to come away with that unbelievable win against American Fork.
That one's high and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, the defense for Lehi is just not getting enough credit, in my opinion, as the 2-2 pitch is lifted in the air towards the left center field gap. That ball's going to be big-time trouble. Turning for first, heading for second, and getting there ahead of the throw is Gavin Yates. He's in there with a leadoff double. You were saying?
Yeah. You think he likes that bottom of the order?
I don't think Eric Madsen better move him from out of that order. Well, now here comes Ozzie Williams, who was gunned down trying to score from second on an epic throw by Easton Hicks, and that led, of course, to the 7-2-5 double play that got McCade Ortiz out of the first big jam of the night. First pitch to him here is hit in the air to left center field. Hicks coming on, and it'll be caught, in fact, by the shortstop Edwards. Runner will not tag in advance. And 1 pitch, 1 out. And so here comes Mays Madsen, who we said coming into this game 4 for 7 in the 2 games he's played here at Larry Miller Field. 0 for 1, though, here tonight. But he still has plenty of power left in him. We know that for sure. That one is a good strike on the off-speeder. 0-1.
It's a good slider.
I still don't understand how you guys are able to pick, you baseball brats are able to pick up pitches like that off the hands. I still don't understand it. 0-1 pitch. That one is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I don't have quite the eyes to see the laces on the ball.
Right, but you have ears to hear at least.
Right.
The pop of the glove, you know what pitch it is, at very least. 1-1 the count, 1 out, runner on second base, and the pitch. That one is high and outside, 2 balls and a strike. So McCade Ortiz worked out of a jam the first time, thanks to much large part to that 7-2-5 double play, but needs a little bit more assistance right here following the leadoff double. 2-1 pitch. High fly ball, right center field, at the wall, and it is going to be tracked down out there by Zulo as that thing carried a long way for a loud out number 2. Whoa.
At plate number 9, Austin Draculich.
I mean, any other ballpark in Utah, that thing would have been 7 rows deep into the yard.
Well, you're telling me, holy cow.
I mean, that thing was smoked, and it still didn't have enough. The wind is blowing from right to left field, so maybe it knocked it down just a little bit out there on the warning track. First pitch coming to Boston Draculich is in at his thighs for a strike. Runner on third base, 2 out. 1 strike the count on Boston Draculich, the left fielder. McCade Ortiz waits, fires. High fly ball to left. This one going toward the gap. And this one is going to be tracked down out there on the run by Easton Hicks. And that ends the inning. A couple of loud outs here in this top half of the third inning. But after all of that drama, we're still scoreless through 2.5 innings here on the Rewind Sports Network. Back everyone to the Rewind Sports Network and our coverage of the UHSAA baseball semifinals. We already know there'll be one winner-take-all game necessary tomorrow. Corner Canyon against Mountain Ridge. Will we have a second one? We're about to find that out in just a second. We also want to remind you tomorrow there's a boys soccer final triple header coming up tomorrow. What a lineup we've got. 4A final between Murray and Ridgeline. Wasatch going for a repeat against Roy. And American Fork against Riverton. Number 1 against number 2 in 6A. Catch all the action with Alex Napolis on the call tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock a.m. live from America First Field. Only on the Rewind Sports Network, your home for all UHSAA championships. Alexander Timolip, Ty Wilkinson from the Cy and Betty Kimball broadcast booth here at Larry H. Miller Field. Ty, as expected, this has been a tight, tense, defensive game.
It really has for sure. Shout out to the outfield, by the way. Me and Wilson were talking about this during the break, is the outfield of Riverton and just the deep flyouts that Lehi had 1 through 3. I mean, all of those were pretty much deep flyouts. One from Mays Madsen, the other one the opposite direction from Boston Draculich. That's, keeping Riverton, and more so I should say keeping Lehi from scoring.
Dallin Ellison, now the 8th man of the order, will come up. There was another typo on the lineup card here given to us as that ball is high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Easton Hicks follows him, the left fielder, and soon-to-be missionary in Salta, Argentina. And the Utah Tech football commit will come up to the plate after Dallin Ellison. 1-1 pitch. This one is tapped weakly foul back to the on-deck circle in the direction of Hicks. Good barehanded scoop over there by the left fielder. One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That misses the corner, low and away, 2-2.
Well, Dallin's a big boy, but he knows how to work his pitches.
2-2 pitch. Once again, top foul. 6th pitch of the AB coming up here for Dallin Ellison.
Well, as I mentioned, football player.
And he's
attained that wrist injury.
Yeah, he's a big kid, too.
Right. He's only played 6 games.
2-2 pitch. That's a 58-foot breaking ball that bounces up at the carpet. And the count goes full here on the leadoff man, Dallin Ellison. 3-2 the count. Nobody out. Just underway, 3rd inning, and the pitch is hit on the ground to second. Williams scoops it up, throws to first, and there's 1 gone here in the bottom of inning number 3. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Easton Hicks. Like we said, committed to Utah Tech to play football and will also serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Salta, Argentina, coming up at the end of June. Like to wish him luck. Not the only one, of course, of a good friend of Rewind who will be serving a mission, of course, Diego Mulford. American Fork graduate today. He'll be serving a mission. Jared Shepard, American Fork. He'll also be serving, as well a number of other people that we've gotten close to on Rewind over the years. Including one yours truly over to my right-hand side.
Heyo.
Yeah, don't toot your horn there too much there, buddy. 2 strikes now the count on Easton Hicks as he swings and misses with that changeup. Nobody on, 1 out. Bottom half of the 3rd inning. 0-2 pitch. Cut him. Almost. Didn't hear the pop of the glove as it hit the ground there. Sorry.
Well, did you hear the foul tip?
I heard the foul tip, yes. See, I hear things.
There you go. I know you struggled last time, so just making sure. We're in check. We're good.
I hope so. Otherwise, I might be looking for work here soon. 1-2 pitch. That one got him. And there's quickly 2 gone. Second K of the day for Colin Walker. Carson Moody now will step into the batter's box. Led off the game with a ground out, as was all 3 of the top of the order for Riverton. All 3 grounded out to either second or short. This time Moody takes ball 1 in the carpet, as Mnookin had to pick it out of the rug.
Moody again has given a pretty big option out there in the infield. Another good gap.
1-0 pitch. Grounded up the middle. Dal has said there's the base hit right into the middle of that Y logo in center field. And a 2-out single for Carson Moody in the 3rd hit of the ball game for Riverton.
Must have heard me. I didn't know I was talking that loud.
Is that 3 times already tonight you've been caught talking out loud?
Yeah, maybe. Either I tell the future or...
You don't tell the future. You're not Tony Romo, buddy.
Very true.
You are far from anything but like Tony Romo. Because at least you know when you're shutting your mouth.
Yeah, there you go.
Runner goes. Throw down to second. That's going to get into center field. Throw was a little bit late there from Brandon Mnookin. By the time he got there, Carson Moody was already 3/4 of the way to second.
Well, how about that veteran play out there by Maze Madsen to prevent the run over to 3rd, too? He was also well anticipated. Pretty much knowing that Ozzie Williams was going to be struggling with the throw from Brandon Mnookin behind the plate.
0-1 pitch coming to Caden Allred, and then misses away. Ball 1. Runner in scoring position once again with 2 out. 3rd time in 3 innings, and Riverton is 0 for 3, and also Lehi is 0 for 3, as this one is chopped towards short. Madsen picks it up, throws to first. Close play at the bag, but they got him by a step. And that ends the inning. 1 hit in the inning for Riverton, and once again, no runs. We played 3 complete innings. We are still looking for our first run of this game. Well, there's the story of the game, at least so far. Alexander Timolip and Ty Wilkinson here in the booth at Larry H. Miller Field. Donuts in the first 3 innings, except in the hits column. 3 hits each, 1 in each inning for both the Lehi Pioneers and the Riverton Silverwolves. And we're joined now in the booth, as I said, by a familiar a voice that I think a lot of people would have wanted to hear this week, but at least we're here for a couple of innings. Wilson Gustafson now joins me alongside relieving Ty Wilkinson for a little bit. And Wilson, you and I were talking with Ty about this. This is some high-level baseball we're seeing right now.
This is really good stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been super impressed, especially with the defense on both teams. I think, like, for Lehi, led by Maze Madsen, they've had an outstanding defensive presence, only to be topped by Riverton. Like we talked earlier, Ty mentioned their outfield's been playing really well. Reading balls, especially earlier on, whenever the sun was kind of coming over. So it's just been fantastic to watch. Now, hopefully, maybe we'll get a little more excited with some hits and with some offense, too.
Well, we're going to have 4, 5, 6 here in this this top half of the 4th inning. We're already halfway through this ball game, which has been zipping along here this evening, as most of our games have been through the last 2 days or so. Cole Ybarra, the DH, will lead off against McCade Ortiz. Top half of the 4th inning, no score between Lehi and Riverton, and as you can tell by the time when the innings get later, the heart rates are going to start going up. especially here in the broadcast booth. As a lot of people heard and saw last night. Here's the first pitch from Cade Ortiz. Pours it in right at the knees for a strike.
Good pitch.
He's been hitting his spots here a lot early and often here since that rough start in the game. This one, though, misses away on the corner. Had to snatch it back a couple of inches to the left.
Yeah, really attacking that outside corner, trying to force him to go the opposite way.
All the hits have seemingly been to the opposite way for Lehi in this game. As this
There it is.
Driven in the air to right. Now has said. Zulo is under it. And
Nice
he puts
play.
the big mid up and makes the catch. One gone here. Just like that. As Brandon Manukin now steps in, and Wilson, like we said, Manukin last night, the engineer of that RBI single that tied the game, sending home pinch runner Devon Eka,
And that was against American Fork, right?
and that was against American
Wow,
Fork
what a
last
game.
night. That was, and I think you'll agree with me, Wilson. I mean, Ty and I were talking about it. That will honestly go down as one of the best games in Utah high school baseball
Yeah.
history.
I'm not super familiar with the history, but from what I've heard, it sounds like it was incredible.
It really is incredible when you think about it, too, that Lehi's beaten Riverton, or American Fork and Riverton in back-to-back days, and they beat them one more time here tonight. They'll go to the finals.
Oh, yeah. Props to them for taking down two big dogs like that.
Taking all the way, a strike called here at the knees on Brandon Manukin.
And I feel like throughout the tournament, as fatigue builds up, as teams keep on playing day in, day out, not having to win two games, like not having that loss on you, has got to be a huge, huge advantage.
Well, we didn't see the rust earlier from Mountain Ridge after they had to play Fremont earlier this morning. Ortiz misses just ever so slightly on the corner for ball 4, and Manukin will trot down to first. And I believe that will be the cue for pinch runner Cade Bailey to come out from the dugout, and he does.
Running one, Cade Bailey at the plate.
So, traffic again for the Lehi Pioneers. This is the 4th base runner in 4 innings they've had. And Caden Allred will now come out to the mound to have a chat with this pitcher. There is no movement in the bullpens, at least as we can see right now. I may need to need my cameraman, Josh Dodge, to help me out here. I don't think there is any movement. He's shaking. He's just shaking his head, so no, there is no movement out of the bullpen. So nobody's moving right now.
Ortiz has looked really solid so far today. He's had a great outing. Shaking a little bit after that walk, though.
And of course, after that rough start he had where he put the first 2 runners on, he faced Ortiz. Quick throw back into first, and quickly as Bailey. One out here in the top half of the 4th inning. No score. Here's the pitch. Showing bunt and pulling back quickly was Cooper Williams, who reached on a walk his first time and did not come around to score, so officially 0 for 1 today. Or 0 for 0, I should say. Does not count as a 0 for 1 just yet. 1-0 pitch. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Is it in there?
Great throw.
Got him!
Wow. There it is. Defense shows up again.
Caden Allred, you've done it again. He has a pop time, Ty said, of 2.03 seconds. I think that was less than 2 seconds to throw out the runner.
Gunned down the pinch runner, too.
And that's a speedy guy he just gunned down to in Cade Bailey. What a throw. 2 out now in the inning. That one hits the corner for a strike. 1 ball and 2. That hits the corner for a strike.
Well, and keeping that runner out of scoring position, too. Not having to have the middle infielders, hold him close, let him play freely.
2-1 pitch hits the screen. And just like that, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for both sides. And each time there has been a base runner, they have been gunned down. This one tapped foul weakly to the backstop, as Williams just got the end of the barrel on that thing. 5th pitch of the AB coming up here. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the 3rd baseman, Cooper Williams. 1-2 pitch. Just missed on the inside corner. A little bit high right there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a lot of discipline. I'm surprised 2 strikes, so you're not swinging at that.
As Home plate umpire having to communicate to the people upstairs to get the count right. Now here it comes. This one is grounded to third. Picked up. Throw to first. In time. Inning over.
Nice play.
Wow. Defenses have been the story of the game so far. There is still no score. We played 3.5 innings full as the drama builds at Larry Miller Field.
If you want to avoid your AC breaking down this summer, the best thing you can do is stay on top of your AC's annual maintenance. But if you do find yourself with an air conditioner blowing hot air, Any Hour Services technicians service all brands, and they can usually get to you pretty quick. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. Whether you need maintenance, repair, or replacement, the technicians at Any Hour Services can help you keep your home comfortable all summer long. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
A good look at the setting sun here at the front of the Wasatch Mountains. Alexander Tumulip, Ty Wilkinson, and joined for the 4th and 5th innings here by Wilson Gustafson here in the broadcast booth. And Wilson, we have seen some outstanding defense on both sides. The 7-2-5 double play and the pickoff at second base for Riverton. And then you had Mays Madsen with a couple of spectacular plays, including that 6U3 double play. These two sides, there is a marked difference from the first meeting between these two sides. This is what we expected to see in the first meeting between these two teams.
That's really interesting. And it's crazy whenever you're not like a defensive stalemate like this, how big of a difference one hit can make. Because neither side wants to let up right now.
Zach Edwards, the Oregon State shortstop, future Oregon State shortstop, I should say, stands in, takes ball one. And again, that pitch is down low, 2 balls and no strikes. And now you wonder, Wilson, if fatigue's starting to set in here a little bit.
I mean, Walker's had a great game. Pitched super well, very consistent. But then again, like, having to bring it inning in, inning out, it's a lot to ask out of a guy, especially day 3 into the tournament.
And especially for a guy that's trying to get you into the finals. 3-0 pitch, taking all the way on the inside half, strike one. 3 balls and 1 strike to count on Zach Edwards. 3-1 pitch, down low, ball 4. So leadoff walk issued to Zach Edwards to begin the bottom half of the 4th inning. And here comes Drake Pearsall.
Definitely a test of Walker's poise. Leadoff walk is obviously never how you want things to go. But is he going to come back, get himself a ground ball, or is this where it starts to unravel?
Well, we saw it happen a couple of times today in the bottom of the 5th inning for Fremont, as well as Davis in the top of the 6th inning against Corner Canyon. Fremont had it unravel on them in the 2nd inning. Big innings and crooked numbers have really been the story outside of the underdogs in this 6A tournament. Pearsall grounds one foul up the left side. Strike one.
Sounded like it came off the end of the bat there. Kind of holding his hands a little bit.
I was about to say that contact sounded really odd off the bat of Drake Pearsall. He who had the RBI single to kick off proceedings, scoring Carson Moody, and he also had the 2-run double to score Moody and Zach Edwards on March 15th against American Fork. Shows bunt, pulls back, and then swings and fouls that one off for strike 2.
Didn't look like anyone was crashing. Nobody seemed to be fooled.
And Pearsall's a speedy guy, too, and now Jay Applegate just telling him, swing the barrel.
Swing away.
Exactly. Check throw over to first. Back in safely is Zach Edwards. They are not letting him move an inch over there at first base. 0-2 count and the pitch. Runner goes. High throw. Outside. Throw to the plate. They got him!
Wow. The answer.
How about that answer from Brandon Manukin? I'll do you one better. Gunning down Zach Edwards at second.
That's also a great tag, too. Was that Mays Madsen there?
I think that might have been him or Ozzie Williams. Anyway, here's the 1-2. This one is ripped to the hot corner. Fair ball. Pearsall's going to turn for first. He's going to head for second. And he's going to coast on in with a 1-out double. So the Silverwolves giveth and they taketh right back.
Yeah, that's a tough play to make over there at the hot corner.
Now hitting number 25, Alex.
To the backhand side, right down the line.
Yeah, because you're normally shading towards the infield. You're not expecting a ball, Wilson, to go to the outfield on that side of the play. Here's Alex Vernon now. Runner on second, one out. Can Riverton finally break through? And he swings and misses at that one. But the ball gets by, and that will allow Pearsall to move up 90 feet.
I believe this is Alex Vernon, right, who had 3 RBIs in his last game. He's been here before. He knows what he's doing.
He had an RBI in the third, an RBI in the fifth, and the game-sealing RBI single in the seventh that effectively won the game for Jay Applegate's crew.
Can he do it again?
That one is a good pitch on the low half. Strike
Well
2. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for Riverton. Can they finally break through? 0-2. Tapper in front of the mound. Throw to first. They
Great
get the runner.
play.
But the run will score. And on the RBI ground out, the 4th of the day for Alex Vernon, Riverton does break through.
And that was hard fought, too. Good on Riverton for bouncing back. They had their guy get gunned down on the steal second, immediately turn around, hit a double, make it to the next base, and then score on an RBI. That's tough baseball right there.
That is Jay Applegate baseball at its best. First pitch to Zulo, and he hits one high in the air. Good luck seeing this one. Center fielder
Tracks it down.
Makes the catch, and that's the inning. But the Riverton Silverwolves do score the first run of the ball game. They scratch across one on one base hit, and they leave no one on. We head to the top half of inning number 5. Riverton now in the driver's seat, up 1-0. The bright lights of prime time in Provo shining down on Larry H. Miller Field. Alexander Timolip alongside Ty Wilkinson, joined for the 4th and 5th innings here by Wilson Gustafson up here in the broadcast booth from the Cy and Betty Kimball press box on the campus of BYU. And so, Wilson, we talked about how that was Jay Applegate's scrappy baseball at its best. That inning is something I think former Long Beach State head coach George Horton would be proud of. That is a Long Beach State dirtbags-esque kind of inning.
Oh, well, there's a lot of resilience that we saw right there, right? Like, sometimes things are never going to always go your way in baseball, but you just take the next at-bat, you do what you can. That's exactly what Riverton just did. And it got him a run.
7, 8, 9 in the order now to lead off the bottom of the top of the 5th inning here for the Lehi Pioneers. First pitch from McCade Ortiz is high and behind the head of the leadoff man. Boston Brown 1-0.
He flied out his last time up.
1-0 pitch. That one comes in and almost nearly nicks his chin right there. Almost shaved off that facial hair.
There's a big gap out there in left center. Center fielder's shaded over towards right.
This one is grounded to short. On 2 hops, Edwards throws over. Throw in the dirt, but good pick over there by Vernon. And there's one out here in the top half of the 5th.
Couldn't quite get any lift on it.
And you have to think, though, Wilson, this is a marked difference from what Jay Applegate and we saw in that first game against Lehi. This is a much different team we're seeing here tonight.
Yeah, very polished, very clean baseball. Fun to watch for sure.
This one is hit towards the hole. Good pick by Edwards. Throw to first. Not going to get him, and that's going to bounce over. But coming over to cover is the catcher, Allred. I believe they're going to score that in E6 on Zach Edwards.
And that's a tough play to make as a shortstop.
Yeah, that is a really tough play.
Rolling to your backhand side, throw on the run, speedy guy. Even if he does scoop that, he's still safe. He had him beat by a few steps.
So they haven't officially put it up on the scoreboard, but on our scoreboard on the computer here, we're going to put it up as an error on Zach Edwards. They officially scored it as a base hit, so we'll go in and correct that. This one is lifted in the air to right. dropping towards the line and caught over there. Good catch there
Nice
by Allred as he loses the hat. Shows off the flow as well, and quickly 2 out here with a runner on first.
Little snow cone action on that one.
Yeah, it almost popped out of his glove too as Dylan Zulo and Alex Vernon were trying to chase back over that way as well. We had a collision in that Corner Canyon game earlier today where the shortstop and the third baseman ran into each other, didn't call each other off.
That's right.
I mean, Wilson, you saw that up close. You know how difficult it is to defend these days.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you're trying to defend against your own guy, as throw it back over to first is in time.
Well, it's tough because, like, you're taught, like, you're used to be able to communicate, right? Like, on pop flies, fly balls, like, I got it. But on a ground ball, that's not usually what you're used to having to communicate for.
Right. I mean, that's the challenge of... That's the subtle nuance of baseball sometimes, is you got to know not only where you are on the field, but you got to know who's on the field with you. That's what makes it difficult. 1-0 pitch. Runner doesn't go. Strike called right at the thighs.
Really intrigued by how Cohen Allred is playing right now. I'm really surprised out there and a little bit closer to second in case when I get the force at 2.
He's really keeping tabs over there on the runner. 1 ball, 2 strikes now, 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. McCade Ortiz trying to shut it down. The pitch. I think he tried to go with a pitch out there, but it went over his head almost. 2 balls and 2 strikes as the third base umpire will shift over to the left. Check throw back over to first, and back in safely once again is the runner.
Really keeping him honest.
And these are some speedy guys we keep talking about here for the Lehi Pioneers. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Just missed the outer half of the plate. Count goes full.
Close.
Maybe missed it by a micrometer right there.
Yeah, that one could have gone either way for sure.
Ozzie Williams ready. The full count pitch. Lifted in the air to left. Hailing foul. Into the batting cage. 7th pitch of the AB coming up here to Ozzie Williams.
This has got to be tough on Ortiz. Like, he's been pitching all game. 10 pitch at bat, you're just ready for this guy to sit down.
Remember, Corner Canyon was able to coax a 10-pitch walk out of Dylan Singleton earlier this afternoon. Ortiz ready. 3-2. Runner goes. And fouled.
Off again.
Off to the left.
This is a great at-bat right here.
This sure is. 8th pitch of the AB coming up here. And you could feel the tension in this ballpark.
At the same time, great discipline from Ortiz, being able to keep the ball away from the batter.
3-2. High fly ball, right center gap. Moody, inning over. Another 1-2-3-0 inning for McCade Ortiz, who's gone 5 strong. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Riverton still up 1-0. Shot of the American flag out there, right center field here at Larry H. Miller Field, blowing out towards left field now as the wind starts picking up and swirling a little bit on this Wednesday night. Alexander Timolip alongside my broadcast partner, Ty Wilkinson, here in the broadcast booth, but for now in the 4th and 5th inning, joined here for the last half inning by Wilson Gustafson. And Wilson, this has been an exhibition of... I would go as far as to say this is a game that Long Beach State fans would be proud of, because it is that kind of a game right now.
Yeah.
It's scrappy and it's physical and it's dirty.
Lots of small ball. Each team is working with anything, any gift that they'll get from the opposing defense.
Something that George Horton and former Long Beach State head coaches like George Horton and Troy Buckley and Eric Valenzuela of old would love.
Also kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2015 Royals, who won the World Series. Just played
That's
great.
true, too. Ned Yost and Ned Yost manager and Eric Hosmer and
Lorenzo Cain, Alex Gordon.
That's right.
Just they
Mike
love
Moustakas and all of that jazz.
They love small ball, and it was so fun to watch them because they would just hustle, played with heart, and they won the World Series. Had pretty much all of America cheering for them at that point.
This one is chopped to third, picked up on the hot corner. Williams throws over to first, pulled off the bag a little bit, but Still made the spike on the bag anyway. 1 out. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for Riverton. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for Lehi. This is small ball at its best right now. This is Long Beach State-esque baseball at its best. Pitch to Ellison is called at the
Great
knees
location.
for a strike.
Still attacking that outside corner is what it looks like.
This one is lifted foul down the right field line, tailing toward the bullpen, and will land in said bullpen. 2 strikes. Still nobody up in either of the bullpens yet, although we do see some movement in the Riverton bullpen. We have a right-hander now standing up in the bullpen for the Silverwolves. That's a called strike 3. Right down the heart of the plate. And Dallin Ellison has made a peeping Tom and sent back to the principal's office.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, you got to be ready to defend the play. Anything kind of close, you got to be ready to swing at it.
So quickly, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and here comes Easton Hicks. That's a good strike right there at the knees.
Was a nice frame job there from Brandon Manukin.
These 2 pitchers going punch for punch.
Right there again. Oh, that one looked good to me, but
That one didn't get the call. Manukin had to snatch it down a few inches from the top. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Blew the fastball right by him.
Hicks struck out his last time up, too. See if he can put the ball in play here.
1-2 pitch. Doesn't get the call this time. Had to pick it up a little bit off the carpet. 2-2.
Yeah, I still got a pitch to work with here if he's going to try and throw something off speed and get him to chase.
2-2. Ground ball up the middle, and that's into center field for a base hit. So a 2-out base knock for Easton Hicks, and the Silverwolves once again have traffic on at first base.
Hicks did a great job defending the plate there. 2-strike approach, choke up, put the ball in play, got up the middle. Next thing you know, we got a base runner with 2 outs.
So that'll bring up the center fielder Carson Moody, who led off the elimination game in another classic against American Fork with that single, and then came around to score on the RBI single by Drake Pearsall. Check throw back to first. Hicks back in. That is just the 5th base hit of the ball game, and we only have 2 other extra base hits of the game. 7 of the 9 hits have been singles. This one is off the end of the bat into center field, and it is squeezed out there by Yates, and that will retire the side. Wilson, good work there. Good work there, buddy. Appreciate it.
Hey, been an honor.
Ty Wilkinson will be back for the top of the 6th inning as we go to the top of the 6th. 1-0. Riverton still leads here on the Rewind Sports Network. Beautiful shot there of Mount Timpanogos in the distance as we welcome you back to the Rewind Sports Network. The mouth of Rock Canyon here at the front of the Wasatch Mountains. Alexander Timolip alongside Ty Wilkinson. Thanks to Wilson Gustafson for joining us for the last 2 innings.
Well, we owe it to him, right?
We do owe it to him. And, folks, we know he's been under the weather all week. We owe it to him and Josh Dodge to call to one of these games this week. I mean, it's really been a fantastic tournament. And now, Ty, this is where the stress really goes up if you're the Riverton Silverwolves.
Yep.
You got 6 defensive outs left, but these are going to be the hardest ones to get because this Lehi team is not going to go away.
It's a difficult next 2 innings from a defensive perspective when you're coming into this game. I know you want to close it and you think that you have something in your bag, but it's just a 1-run game.
Mace Matson leads off, and the first pitch of the inning is down low for ball 1. We have a righty warming up in the bullpen for the Riverton Silverwolves. That one's right there on the inner half for a strike. 1-1 pitch on the way. Lined into right field. That's a base hit. And Matson gets on once again. His first base hit of the night, and it could not have come at a better time.
I was going to reference Alex. He's been a little bit quiet over there. But what better time to get a hit if you're Mays Madsen than in the top of the 6th?
And the tying run is now aboard, and the potential go-ahead run is now being brought to the plate in the person of the left fielder, Boston Drakulich. First pitch on the way. Good pitch there, strike one. He has been peppering those corners, Ty, all night. And as we say that, no more movement in the Riverton bullpen. Check throw back to first. Madsen in safely. And it's safe to say, Ty, Applegate's going to put all his chips in the middle of the table for McCade Ortiz.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, you got to bet on black on this point, Alex. This is a dire situation that you're getting to, playoff baseball.
Fly ball center field. Moody there on the top of the Y logo makes the squeeze, one out. And now the double play ball in question here for the Riverton Silverwolves defensively, as now Cole Ybarra, the designated hitter, will step to the plate. He'll be followed by the dangerous Brandon Mnookin standing on deck.
And that was a better time than ever to reference. This was the moment when Lehi came back down from 2-0 this specific inning off of that.
And we got a balk called.
Huh.
We have a balk called against the pitcher Ortiz, and the runner moves up into scoring position. You just referenced it, Ty. Potentially, this could be deja vu. Will it be? Shift is on over the left side. That's just the fifth balk that's been called this entire 6A tournament.
What?
And seriously, what a time for the third base umpire to call that.
Exactly.
Look back at second. The pitch. Line drive to left. Hicks. Base hit! The runner will come around. Madsen will score. This game is tied. It is deja vu.
Now it's playing number 15, Brandon Mnookin.
Would you believe it?
Well.
And time called here is Eric Madsen. Going to bring his catcher Brandon Mnookin over. And I wonder if he's going to think about sending out pinch runner Devon Eka again. He will. And here comes Jay Applegate out to the mound.
Wow. Well, who's in the driver's seat now?
We have a brand new ball game. That's all I can say. And we are going to have a pitching change. Dylan Zulo will be coming in from right field. That's the end of the line for McCade Ortiz. He went 5 1/3 strong, but unable to hold on. Will it be deja vu all over again for the Lehi Pioneers? The game is tied, and we are just getting started with the fireworks. Well, here we are now, Ty. Deja vu again. Alexander Timlip, Ty Wilkinson, Dylan Zulo now takes over. His task, very simple. Get Riverton to the bottom half of inning number 6, Ty. Easier said than done. Mays Madsen, leadoff single. Yes, it was a leadoff single. And then the base knock to bring him home.
And who better than Cole Ybarra, who started, Alex? He got the RBI in order to tie that game. That's that 2-run double. The 5-hitter in the 4 spot.
I mean, who in the heck is writing the script? You can't script this.
You can't. Not only just the odds of that happening, but
it's the same part of the lineup, and
Right.
now we're in the same situation.
But now it's a base runner, 2 at second with only 1 out, and here comes the big man.
Brandon Mnookin. Here it is. Ball 1. And you can tell Zulo is going to be very careful with Mnookin here.
Well, just watch out for this lineup. Cole Ybarra, a double last game. Mnookin the single, Cooper Williams a single, and then Dawson Brown with the triple.
That's a good, crisp fastball there from Zulo. 1 ball, 1 strike. We remind you, folks, Madsen led off that 6th inning last night with a single. He was doubled home by Kolyabara, and then Manukin singled home the go-ahead tying run. This one is inside, 2 balls and a strike.
It's a good eye right there. You know how difficult it is to lay off a pitch like that with a tie game, 1-1.
2-1 the count. Zulo's ready. Back at second, and the pitch. Ground ball to third. They will hold that runner. They'll catch him actually in a rundown. And they are going to get him. And now they're going to potentially get Manukin. Yes, they do! Unbelievable!
And Pioneers scored 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, no stranded runners. In the middle 6, Pioneers 1, Silverwolves.
Just when you thought the script was going to be rewritten, Zach Edwards says, I don't think so. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We have a new game. It's tied at 1. Entertained. Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Larry H. Miller Field. Ty, what more can we say about this game that hasn't already been said?
That this is probably the best game we've seen.
I mean, if we thought Lehi American Fork was an all-time classic, this game may be just about to top that. This has been incredible to watch.
How about the primetime games these past 2 nights, Alex? Under the lights, sun is setting on the Wasatch. What better ambiance could you ask for?
I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. 2, 3, and 4 in the order to lead off the bottom of the 6th here for the Riverton Silverwolves. Trying to force a decisive winner-take-all game tomorrow. Good pitch there on the inside half from Walker. These 2 pitchers, Colin Walker and McCade Ortiz, have gone punch for punch. And now it'll be up to the bullpen the rest of the way to save it for the Riverton Silverwolves. Meanwhile, Lehi, Colin Walker, it's up to him. This one is about a 58-foot breaking ball that bounces up to the plate. 2 balls and a strike, and you can hear it. And Josh Dodge is showing it right now. I mean, that Riverton dugout, I mean, they have been on the verge of jumping over the fence of the dugout every time through the last 5 innings.
And I know you didn't see it, Alex, but Mays Madsen came out to the pitchers.
Corin Walker, yes.
To Corin Walker and the pitcher's mound. And every time that he's done that, he plays his captain role so well, these shortstops. At least in most of the teams that they have faced. But whatever Mays Madsen says out there seems to be calm and collective, at least as we've seen in previous innings past.
2-1 pitch, down low, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Reminder, there is no one up in the bullpen for Eric Madsen. There was movement. There is movement now in the Riverton bullpen. It's Rocky Downs as Caden Allred draws a walk to begin the bottom of the 6th. And now here comes Zach Edwards, the man who initiated that 5-6 unassisted double play. Drops a bunt down foul. 5-6, 5-6, U is the way the double play was scored. The second double play turned by Riverton tonight. They have played some outstanding defense as now the home plate umpire, Jesse Crossett, I believe, has about had enough of the chirping coming from the dugout. I think he just wants at least the cheering to stop, or while the pitcher's in his motion. 0-1 the count. Check throw back to first, and back in quickly is Allred. You can feel the tension in this ballpark. Another check throw. Back in is Allred again. Allred represents the go-ahead run on first base. The 0-1 pitch. Liner into right center field. That's a base hit. Allred will turn and go for third. He will get there without a throw. And the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. The leadoff walk, then the single, and now Riverton threatening again, and here comes Eric Mattson as we finally have movement in the Lehi bullpen. I mean, what more can you say about Zach Edwards in this game as we're getting a look here at the Lehi bullpen?
He's done an outstanding job, Alex. I mean, there's a reason why he's an Oregon State commit.
And here comes the pitching change. What a duel between McCade Ortiz and Colin Walker. Both will get a no decision. Who will get the win? Well, look who's on the mound. Mays Mattson, the senior captain, the junior captain, is going to take over here on the mound in the bottom of the 6th inning, Ty. I mean, you talk about a Tyler Matzek kind of moment for Mays Mattson. We are about to see it right now.
I completely agree. This is Coach Madsen's decision at his finest. I mean, what else can you just can't write the script any better, at least tonight so far. This is absolutely incredible, an absolute show of defense. And now, dealt a pretty bad hand here. Runners at the corners, no outs. But can Lehi's defense prevail and perhaps prevent that extra leading run from scoring?
Cade Bailey, by the way, comes in on the double switch for Mattson. He'll replace him at short. Mace Mattson has been the talk of the town for the Lehi Pioneers in this 6A baseball tournament. But can he find a way to get 3 out? But can he find a way to get some outs and keep this game right where it is? Trying to make sure that the lineup card is correct with the home plate umpire here. One of the assistant coaches for Jay Applegate down there trying to confirm all that. But Ty, you could feel the tension. It is so heavy, the tension right now in this ballpark.
It is completely heavy. The reference to a pin drop.
As here comes Eric Mattson now out of the dugout, and as the home plate umpire will communicate that the lineup changes. Again, the umpiring crew, Jesse Crossett behind home plate, Blair Van Dyke at first, covering up to second base down the right field line, and Jacob Dunn covering third base, and all the way from second base down to the left field line. Here we go. Runner goes. Popped up. Center field. It is caught. Yates has it. They will not send the runner. 1 down.
Yates with the running lead, and I love the decision for the no send.
Athlete number 25, Alex Vernon.
He was already reaching in the infield by the time he had caught that with a running start by that point, Alex.
So now here comes Alex Vernon. 1 out. 2 runners on at the corners. Go ahead run at third. He's going to try to bunt his way on, and it is almost caught. Good attempt at the stretch fetch down there at first base by Tanner Heaps. We almost had ourselves another highlight reel play on a night that's been full of them.
Wow, that anticipation. Did you hear that crowd reaction? Wow.
I mean, everyone was hanging by a thread on that, and here comes Eric Mattson here quickly out of the dugout to talk defense here with his staff defensively on the mound. We'd like to remind you the Rewind Sports Network's coverage of UHSAA baseball continues tomorrow. It's winner take all between Corner Canyon and Mountain Ridge at 4 o'clock. If Riverton can scratch across this second run and hold on in the 7th, they will force a decisive winner-take-all game with Lehi. Otherwise, if Lehi wins, the Pioneers will be headed to the championship game.
Man, the thoughts and the words of a coach who has been in the moment multiple times. What do you say to your team in this situation?
Jesse Crossett now. Lets us know that Eric Madsen has only one more mound visit remaining in this game. As Sweet Caroline trails off here into the tension of Alex Vernon. 0-1 pitch. Runner goes. Throw down to second. They will not get him. Edwards is in there safe. The runner moves up 90 feet. 2 now in scoring position.
I was going to mention, Alex, the double play ball was in contention over there. Obviously, now the steal takes that out of a factor with 1 out now. It's going to be a lot more difficult, especially since you can't exactly get those force outs at those 2 bases anymore.
Alex Vernon, who had 3 RBIs in the elimination game against American Fork, including the one that sealed the game. The 1-1 pitch. Liner down the right side. Foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the noise. Two and 2.
Lehi infielders playing up on this one. I think they're going to try to contest the out if they get a ground ball.
That is fouled off the inside leg of Alex Vernon. 2 balls and 2 strikes now remains the count.
Alex, I think Lehigh defense right now, the infielders are going to try to prevent this leading run. You can see how the infield is shifted.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Fly ball in the air to right center. Might be deep enough. Yates has it. They'll try to score the runner. Here comes the throw. The throw gets away. Riverton in front again.
Whoa, what's going on here?
Jesse Crossett, now we have a conversation going on at home plate because they feel that the tag was made, but the ball clearly got by. The ball was clearly rolling away from the... The ball clearly had rolled away from the catcher Manukin. I think they must have thought that Edwards didn't tag second base. Now remember, this is the exact same thing that happened to Riverton earlier today, except the call went their way, and so did it, and it so goes here as well. So Zulo now steps in, and there's no argument either from the Lehigh bench, and so Riverton in front. 2-1. And an important insurance run down at third. First pitch to Zulo from Madsen. Catches the corner, strike 1. The fifth RBI of the day for Alex Vernon in 2 games as Zulo swings and misses, strike 2. Oh, 2. In the dirt, 1 and 2. Good waste.
I feel like Madsen just wants to work.
Yeah, Madsen just
work on this batter, Dylan Zulo, to try to get out of this one.
1 and 2 the count. Here comes the pitch. Tap Weekly foul to the left side. Stays 1-2. Fittingly, Caden Allred leads off the inning with a single, comes around to score on the RBI sac fly by Alex Verdon, his 5th RBI of the day. 1-2 pitch. That one once again bounces up to the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Great defense back there by Brandon Manukin to get that stop and to prevent that extra run from coming on and making it a 2-score game.
2-2 pitch. Down low, 3-2. Count goes full.
There's another one that could have gone through the wickets of Manukin. He's a brick wall back there.
Full count payoff on the way. Got him! Well, this is the story of the game. An inning and a game that Long Beach State head coaches like George Horton, Troy Buckley, and Eric Valenzuela would have been proud of. It is 2-1 Riverton as we head to the top of the 7th. Alexander Timolev and Ty Wilkinson. Ty, what a game this has been. And it only fits. It comes down to the final 3 outs.
Yeah, the last page of the script right now is in Lehi's hands. They get dealt these last 3 outs. And I mean, what a night for baseball for Lehi and Riverton both. We are on the last verge of Lehi's 3 outs, and you guys will get to see it here first.
This game started at 7 o'clock p.m. It's 8:32 right now. 6, 7, 8 coming up in the order. The tying run is represented at the plate. The go-ahead run is represented on deck. It comes down to this. Dylan Zulo is in line for the win. Dylan Zulo in line for the win. McCade Ortiz and Corin Walker went punch for punch, but both got NDs. First pitch, fouled. One-zero pitch. Ground ball to second. Picked up. Throw. Not in time. Tying run aboard.
Now plays the 14, Dawson Brown.
Well, there's the start you're looking for.
7th hit of the game for Lehi. Dawson Brown now. Outside ball 1. Righty and lefty up in the bullpen now for Riverton.
You wonder if Coach Madsen wants to lay a bunt here to try to get a runner in scoring position.
1-0 pitch. Strike down the middle of the plate. This crowd hanging on every call made by home plate umpire Jesse Crossett now as Caden Allred will come out to talk to his pitcher Dylan Zulo. Dylan Zulo, the Salt Lake Community College commit. Again, we have movement up in the bullpen. It's a 2-1 count. With the go-ahead run at the plate and the potential tying run on first. As assistant coaches want to make sure everything's correct, Jesse Crossett says, okay, let's do this. One pitch. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Dawson Brown.
How about that off-speed pitch?
Jay Applegate trying to direct traffic out there in the outfield. 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. Try to get him to chase. Good pitch by Zulo. Two. Tying run on first. Here it is. Just outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the count goes full.
And it builds the drama.
Three-two pitch. Ball 4. Jay Applegate's out. Two-one the score. Riverton in need of outs. What has been a wild night of baseball here at Larry H. Miller Field. The scoreboard certainly doesn't show it, but the play on the field certainly does. These are two teams that are just leaving everything out on the field like there is no tomorrow. Applegate will not motion for the bullpen just yet. The tying run on second in scoring position. The potential go-ahead run on first base. And here is Tanner Heaps, the first baseman.
And look at that shift that he has. He has a big gap there as a righty to the left side of the infield.
Zulo does a look back, and the pitch. Tried to drop the bunt down. Ball 1. Tried the sacrifice squeeze on. Did Tanner Heaps. 1-0 pitch. That one just misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0. Bunt in front of the plate. Zulo to the backhand. Throw to first. Pulled him off the bag. He is safe. This Lehi crowd seems to be getting louder and louder and louder. Jay Applegate still has not made a motion for his bullpen.
Crowd on its feet for Lehi.
Bases loaded. Here's Gavin Yates. Strike down the heart of the plate. Good pitch. Oh, 1 pitch. Foul to the screen. 2 strikes again. Ozzie Williams stands on deck. Bays Madsen in the hole. Oh, 2. Down low. Good waste pitch there from Zulo. One, 2. Liner! Base hit! 1 run will score! Tie game! Ozzie Williams now. The infield shifts in. First pitch from Zulo. Good pitch at the letters for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch. Strike 2.
That was a low one.
They caught enough of the corner. Zulo needs it. Can he get it? Grounder. Back to the pitcher. Throw home. Out there. And this game remains tied for now. What a clutch play by Dylan Zulo. 1-2 put out. And here comes Mad Dog. First pitch swinging. Liner to left. Is that going to be deep enough? Here comes the run. Yes! Boston Draculage takes up an in ball 1. Two runs have scored in this inning. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1.
What an inning this has been. And we're not even into the bottom half of it.
1-1. Swing and a miss. Dylan Zulo was on the hook for the win. Now he's just hoping he can avoid an elimination loss. And that his offense can come through. 1-2 the pitch. Down low in the dirt, 2-2.
Well, here's your deuces wild here, Alex.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners, 2 out. Tip foul back to the screen.
And why not do it again, right? A script you can't even write.
Now playing number 5, Cole Ibarra.
Cole Ibarra comes up to the plate now as the home plate umpire Jesse Crossett will make sure that his lineup cards are correct as a last measure of precaution. Looks over to Jay Applegate, says we're good. Cole Ibarra tied the game with an RBI double in the 6th inning. First pitch. That one misses the corner, ball 1.
Well, he had the RBI earlier. Once again, he had that base knock in that 6th inning. Can he do it again?
2 runs in this inning have already come across to score on 2 base hits.
And look how big of a gap they give him in the middle infield.
Heiner foul back to the screen. 2 strikes again. Can Dylan Zulo finally shut the door and give his team a chance in the bottom of the 7th?
He's got an alleyway to work with right down the middle.
The pitch. Foul. Ground ball to the hot corner. That gets through. 1 run is in. Here comes the second. 5-2.
Meets the clutch moment.
Strike 2. Can Riverton finally get out of this inning? Yes! The damage is done. And just listen to this crowd. It is last chance saloon for the Riverton Silverwolves. 5-2 Lehi as we go to the final half of this. You just know deep down this kid that you're looking out on the mound is just not human at all. Mays Madsen, the RBI sac fly to put the Lehi Pioneers ahead. Alexander Tumalip, Ty Wilkinson, if you couldn't tell from the silence we were trying to put in for the last half of that inning, Ty, you simply cannot script anything like what we're seeing from the Lehi Pioneers.
Not at all. And especially in the move and bringing El Capitan in. Mr. Captain himself, the shortstop, now turned pitcher for what is, we would think, could be the last 3 outs of the Riverton Silverwolves season.
The tying run will be in the hole for the leadoff man, Cohen Allred. 7, 8, 9. Gage Woods, the pinch hitter for Dallin Ellison, stands on deck for Jay Applegate. First pitch from Mays Madsen, strike 1. Oh, 1. Strike 2. Liner to right center. Base hit. And the tying run will be on deck as Allred's going to turn for second. Throw to second. They will not get him. And the Riverton Silverwolves are not done yet.
Now hitting number 4, Gage Woods.
Gage Woods now comes in. He'll pinch hit for Dallin Ellison. As the assistant will come out to Jesse Crossett here at home plate. And Eric Madsen will take an opportunity to go out to the mound and talk with his pitcher. Ty, I was just turning to you and just talking with you about this. The drama might just be getting started here in this bottom of the 7th inning.
It very well could be the case. Already Riverton with a base runner that they're looking for. And a spark that they needed, especially against a very tough and physical player in Mays Madsen at the plate.
Mays Madsen with the go-ahead sac fly RBI in the top of the 7th. He's now in line for the win. Dylan Zulo is lined up for the loss. McCade Ortiz and Corin Walker went toe-to-toe for 6 innings, but both will receive no decisions. And here we are. The tying run is on deck in the person of Easton Hicks. The go-ahead winning potential run is in the hole. Liner into center field. Yates makes the catch, tagging, and going to third is Allred. He will get in there safely. But it'll cost the Riverton Silverwolves a precious out.
At the plate, number 5, Easton Hicks.
Easton Hicks now at the plate. And the dangerous Carson Moody stands on deck. And right behind him is Caden Allred. Good pitch, strike one. Ground ball back to Madsen. 2 out. One out away from the most improbable trip to the 6A finals in their first year in the division. Popped up foul, left side, 1 strike. Mays Madsen in line for the win. Fly ball, center field. Lehi's going to the finals.
Congratulations to the Riverton Silverwolves for the next season. And great playoff run. We invite all of you as you pack your things this evening, make sure you grab all your personal belongings and any trash that might be around you. Make sure it gets to trash receptacle. We thank you for coming and participating. We'll see you soon.
What you are looking at is what words fail to describe. We'll be right back to wrap it up after this. Just look at these scenes here at Larry H. Miller Field. Alexander Timolimp alongside my broadcast partner, Ty Wilkinson. Ty, the Lehi Pioneers have done it not once, but twice to Riverton, and they've beaten American Fork. The Lehi Pioneers are going to the 6A Finals.
Speechless.
Eric Mattson in his first year, Ty, I mean, what more can you say about this team that you haven't already said? This has just been an amazing run to watch.
The legacy continues. That's all I have to say. Lehi has proved that they have came to play in this tournament.
And in their first year in 6A, no less, Ty, I mean, it is so hard for anybody to come in and beat Riverton and American Fork in any sequence, but to do it twice, to beat Riverton twice, and to beat American Fork, once dominating Riverton, and then both of these games coming from behind to win it. I mean, you cannot say enough about the job Eric Mattson has done with this team.
I don't know whoever has the script in their hands, but I give props to you, because I can't put into words what I'm trying to describe, which is on the field right now, Alex.
And Ty, congratulations to Riverton. Class act as always, Jay Applegate. But my gosh, your heart breaks for Dylan Zulo, who gave up those 4 runs in the top half of the 7th inning. Can you just put a bow on what Riverton has done this season? I mean, they came so close. They came within 3 outs of forcing a decisive 3rd game tomorrow. But we know Jay Applegate's crew. Credit to them. We know that they will be around for a very, very, very long time.
It is true, and to put a bow on that, it's just an unfortunate circumstance going into that 7th inning, and Lehi just basically took over in the batting perspective. Started off with a base hit, and then from there it goes on. A walk, another base hit, a single, another base hit to load the bases for Gavin Yates, fielder's choice, a flyout, then another walk, followed by a single.
So Ty, now, as we turn our attention back to Lehi, we present our Heidemann and Associates Player of the Game. The man who got the win and who came in to save the day with the RBI sac fly. Come on. What a story Mays Matson is writing himself in this tournament. Absolutely unbelievable.
He takes the captain role into his own hands, and boy, does he take it seriously. And he came into that Lehi huddle with open arms and a celebration saying, boys, guess where we're going? We just punched our ticket.
And that ticket will go to Lehi, their first year in 6A. They are going to the finals at UVU. Ty, we know there will be one game tomorrow, but once again, our thoughts and our feelings turn to Dusty Litzer. I mean, 2 days in a row now. I mean, it's hard not to get emotional thinking about him. How awesome it would have been to have him here calling the games, but it was a complete honor to do this, and guess what? We get to see Lehi all over again on Friday.
And what a game that'll be, whoever Lehi will face.
We'll find out who they will face tomorrow. Join us at 4 o'clock p.m. for Corner Canyon against Mountain Ridge to find out who will punch the other ticket to the 6A baseball finals. So, Ty, let's get rested. Let's get ready. We got one more tomorrow.
Let's do it.
What a night here at Larry H. Miller Field. For Ty Wilkinson, for Wilson Gustafson and Josh Dodge on the camera, and Vince Francis. My name is Alexander Timolip. You have been watching the 6A UHSAA baseball tournament on KSL Sports Rewind. Were you ever? The final score, Lehi upsets Riverton 5-2, and the Pioneers have punched their ticket to the 6A finals. Until tomorrow, everyone. We'll see you late. We'll see you then. Aloha from Utah, and good night.